මෙතන මම හිතන්නේ මූල්‍ය ගැටලු කීපයක් තියෙනවා. මේක නීතිමය ප්‍රශ්නෙට මම යන්නේ නැහැ. කම්පැනි ෆෝමේෂන් එක කම්පැනි එක අනිවාර්යෙන් ෆෝම් කරන්න ඕනේ. මම ඉන්න තැන ඇවිල්ලා ගුරුවරු ඉඳලා පාසල් වල මහාචාර්යවරු වෙනකන් එයාට සරිලන තරඟකාරී දීමනවල් වැටුප් තිබිය යුතුයි කියන තැන තමයි මම ඉන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවක් හැටියට තියෙන්නේ වගවීමනේ. ඒ සිස්ටම් එක ඇතුලේ බලන්න වගවීමක් තියනවද කියලා. එතකොට මෙතනින් එන එක ප්‍රින්සිපල් ඉෂුව එකක් ඇවිල්ලා රජයෙන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවෙන් අනුමත කරන මුදල. ඒක එකක්. ඊට පස්සේ internally generated funds කියලා තව එකක් එනවා. දැන් අපි පාර්ලිමේන්තුවක් හැටියට කෝප් එකක් හැටියට දෙකේම වගවීම බලන්න ඕනේ. මොකද ඒක එන්නේ state assets are being used, no? So that principle has to be basically followed, right? So I'm all for the research. I'm all for having the company. The legal issues, the Auditor General has properly raised it and it needs to be looked at. අනිත් එක ඇවිල්ලා සම්ප්‍රදාය තුල විතරක් අපිට ඉන්න බෑ. මොකද කිව්වා වගේ ඔබතුමා කිව්වා වගේ තුනෙන් එකක් කියලා I think we need to formalize all of this because තව කවුරු හරි ඇවිල්ලා එක ආත් වෙනස් කළොත් අර වගවීමේ ප්‍රශ්නේ එනවා. කොහොමද අපි මේකේ වගවීම බලන ප්‍රශ්නය. එතකොට මේකේ ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අර internal generated funds වල you had recently, and I'm privy to this, that's why I'm bringing it up, issued a regulation. The university had issued a regulation. And in that regulation, courses were letter that certain, how the funds are being used, how it is being allocated, etc., right? And that's why, obviously, being a member of parliament, I'm privy to it because people send us these things, otherwise we won't even know about it, right? And now what is the basis on which that those percentages are basically given, right? I'm not trying to embarrass any individual. Ultimately, it has the whole, from the researcher down to the others involved in it, right down to the vice chancellor. That thing has, and it says this percentage is being given. So my question is, before we even get into parliament, right? Is that being approved by the council of the university one, right? Where the percentages are put, and then what's the basis, what's the logic, right? Because I can't remember all the details, but I saw it. It says 15% goes to the vice chancellor. You know, in that whatever circular or whatever, right? Now it's nothing to do with this vice chancellor. I am raising an issue of policy. Is it approved by the council? Has the UGC seen it? Has the UGC approved it? Right? So to me, whether the funds are generated internally or given from the budget, it doesn't really matter in terms of accountability. I'm all for researchers getting paid, and I'm all for encouraging to do that as well. But වගවීමේ පැත්තෙන් මම කතා කරන්නේ I want to know whether these have been approved with. I don't know the ministry has seen it or the UGC has seen it, or even whether the council has really approved it.
Sir, may I respond to that?
Yes.
Sir, with regard to this division of the royalty payment, it depends on the IP policy of the university, which has been approved by the council. And in that, as the chairman sir rightly pointed out, it is roughly 30% to the university, department and the inventor. That is the scheme has been adopted in the US also by following the Bayh-Dole Act, sir. And this is a model that has been developed throughout the world.
Yeah, I don't buy these things about it's been followed in this country and that country. I really want to really know the basis, not just quoting one country, and I want to know who has actually approved it. Because otherwise you are taking the responsibility, and next time the percentages can change. Right? So that is why I asked, this has to be, it doesn't apply only to your university, it will apply to all the universities in the country, no? That's why I am raising it.
I also could like to raise the same kind of issue. I think it is better to have an internal circular on this matter and then all universities could follow the same kind of procedures.
There is a circular issued by the UGC in 2016 March. Guideline for the use of funds generated from
Right.
self-financing activities in the universities and higher education institution.
Then
Make
it might be the-
ඔව්
ඒක දන්නේ follow කරන්නේ.
මේක තමයි මං හිතන්නේ නේද
මේක තමයි.
සභාපතිතුමා follow
හැබැයි මෙතුමා
කරන්නේ?
සභාපතිතුමනි
Yeah.
මෙතුමා අහපු ප්‍රශ්නෙට එකක් වැදගත් මේක අමාත්‍යාංශය සහ ට්‍රෙෂරි එකට මේක රැටිෆයි කරේ නැතත් as a information share වෙනවා නම් හොඳයි මොකද මේවා ඔක්කොම public funds end of the day.
අර ඔබතුමා කිව්වානේ මාර්තු වල 2016 ලේඛනය තිබුණා කියලා. I will ask the Auditor General to actually audit based on that.
That's
We
what we
follow.
have
So
been
I'm
doing.
just telling us that 2016 March that there is a circular. We need to find out whether those details are correct. And we are looking at the larger thing. We are not looking at just this one thing. We are looking at the larger thing on accountability on generated funds and other funds and how that is being carried out, and also go further and then make the changes to the act.
හිතන්නේ ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා
Yeah.
මම හිතන්නේ අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශ ලේකම්තුමා ඔබතුමාත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ප්‍රතිපාදක කොමිසමේ සභාපතිතුමාත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල කීපයක උපුල්කවතුරුත් එක්ක වෙලා විගණකාධිපතිතුමාත් එක්ක මේ තියෙන පොඩි දේවල් කතා කරලා විසඳ ගන්න. හරිද? දැන් මේගොල්ලන්ගේ අදහස් තියෙනවා ඔය patents ගැන generated funds ගැන දැන් treasury සම්බන්ධ කරගත්තා නම් මම හිතන්නේ ලේසි හේතුව විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අපි කැමති මීටත් වඩා independently වැඩ කරනවා නම් හේතුව දැන් මේ අපේ බජට් එකෙන්ම කියනවා treasury එකේ දැන් capital වලටත් හුඟක් වෙලාවට generated funds තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියලා. ඒ නිසා අපි
ගරු සභාපතිතුමනි
ඔව්
ගිය අවුරුද්දේ මිලියන 600කටත් වඩා කොළඹ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය එදිනෙදා වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන යන්න මේ හම්බ කරපු සල්ලි වියදම් කරලා තියෙනවා.
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගරු සභාපතිතුමනි අපිට මාසයකට රිකරන්ට් වලට ලැබෙන්නේ මිලියන 30ක් විතර. කොළඹ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ මාසයක වියදම මිලියන 62ක්. අපි සතුව තියෙන උපයාගත් අරමුදල් වල ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් රේට් එකෙනුයි ඒ එදිනෙදා උපයන අරමුදල් වලනුයි විශේෂයෙන්ම සති අන්තයේ පාඨමාලා සහ සෑමදාම සවස 8:08 වෙනකල් තියෙන පාඨමාලා වලින් උපයා ගන්නා අතිරේක කාලයේ වැඩ කරලා උපයා ගන්නා මුදල් වලින් තමයි මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ බොහෝ කටයුතු සිදු වෙන්නේ.
සභාපතිතුමා ඒකේ අනිත් පැත්තත් බලන්න ඕනේ. I am also ඔබතුමාගේ principle එකත් එක්ක all for the independence, more and more independence of the system. But with the independence goes responsibilities. ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලන් කිව්වා වගේ now you all put up a new building some time ago. It was about 8 billion or some was spent. Then part of that,
billion.
yeah, big amount was spent, which is good. Independence is good. But වගවීම බලන්න ඕනේ. Then you took a loan. I can't remember, it was more than 4 billion rupees is a loan. Right? So I'm looking at it more from the finance side, right? Then your ability to service the loan, you must service it for sure, because otherwise it falls on the treasury again, and the government is already bankrupt, right? That is why I'm asking these questions on accountability. I'm all for the independence, but the other side of it also then falls on you, because if the loan, I think the loan was more than 4 billion. I think we got some help from the Asian Development Bank or one of the institutions, I think, but the payments must be coming due, right? So the country, the treasury won't be able to actually service this. So you need to make sure that you can service it. That is why I'm raising these issues. Can you service that, for example?
Yeah, honorable member, now last year we have serviced 837 million for that building by our generated funds. But this building is an agreement in 2001, which is with the ministry and the Faculty of Medicine to establish, I think, health related other services and medical faculty expansion. But we know within the university, some faculties generate their own funds. So we cannot use for committed funds for some other activity as well. So if I put all these 300 million additional money we have now as in our accounts, then monthly we cannot finance that recurrent expenditure. So this is the basic issue.
So the loan, I'm saying, I understand your internal things, but if you are committing and taking a loan and we are putting it on infrastructure, I think you better make sure that you can pay it. Don't put the burden on the treasury. That's all I'm saying.